Hello again, this is eBike Bert. Beautiful day, it is Saturday. You see how heavy traffic is as far as the trails. I think it's the low 80s, high 70s. Nice day. We're riding my event in Adventure 2, since it's at this point the only one I have, so it's the one I ride. 26-inch fat tire, front shocks. The fat tire eats up shocks. Sun Tour seat post, and I do have a cushier saddle. You'll notice you can see the front shocks actually working in the video, because the handlebars, or the cockpit as they call it, will bounce up and down. That's the shocks working. We're going to follow the bike trail up to one of the paths. Well, I trust and hope you enjoy the ride through the monitor as much as I enjoy making the ride. I say it's a Class 2 e-bike which has a throttle. The throttle will take me pedal assist, or PAS, up to 20, and then the throttle disengages. I have my phone on my handlebars, and it is connected, linked to my GoPro. I don't know if you can see it too well, but where my thumb is pointing, that is showing me what the GoPro sees, so I can look down and I see what the camera sees, so I don't have to guess what's on the video. I like to have the cockpit, or the handlebars, they call it a cockpit. I like to have that in the video. Lady must be studying the cumulonimbus clouds. That's car traffic and bike traffic coming, so I'm just going to stop here, let them get by. No, that's fine. It's really cool. A lot of cars will slow down and stop, or slow down. I usually wave them on. Now we're going into one of my favorite paths. I know it says no motorized vehicles, but I've said in the past, I'll say it now for benefit maybe a new viewer, that in last year, 23, August of 23, come on old buddy, get off there he goes. Minnesota passed an Idaho stop law, which I do not have to stop at stop signs. I do have to slow down and yield, which I do anyway. Now, traffic signals are another story. I do have to stop at those, which I do. This is a pretty steep downgrade, which the camera does not show, and it shows a lot faster. See, now we're in the grind corner here. The video shows I'm going faster than the speedometer because it's pretty steep grade. Also was passed in August of 23, Minnesota e-bikes class 1 and 2 were allowed on the pass, but class 3 were not. They are now. Class 3 are allowed. But it's still the maximum wattage on the motor is 750 watts. So that hasn't changed. And my bike is a rear hub motor. It's 750 watts. Actually, the breeze is a little cool, so my long sleeves feel good. Some blind corners here. I usually ride my brakes down. As you may remember or not, if you're new, I have hydraulic disc brakes, which for a bike like this is 77 pounds and I'm 194. I consider hydraulic disc brakes an essential addition because I can stop this bike a lot quicker than with standard brakes, even though they may be disc. The squirrel's going across the path. I'm going to re-emphasize you do not want to hit one for two reasons I've mentioned before. I don't want to kill wildlife and don't want to do that, and the other one is my own safety. Even though they're small, there's a good chance by hitting one, a rabbit or squirrel, there's a good chance they can throw me and I can go down. Now here's, whoop, this is kind of a blind corner. And we're good. And beautiful day. I don't think there's much of a breeze, but even when there is, the trees where it's like, whoa, there goes a cottontail. And like I say, you know it's a cottontail rabbit. When he runs away from you, you see why he's a cottontail. I have not seen any snowshoes here. That doesn't mean they're not here, but I haven't seen any. Could be. I've never seen a jackrabbit in Minnesota. Doesn't mean they're not here, but I've never seen one. They're big. They're as big as a small dog. Now we're coming up on a dog walker here. On your left. Thank you. So usually a little politeness will result in politeness. Now, if you haven't subscribed yet, I'd appreciate it if you click on subscribe. Whoa, black squirrel, there he goes. He never costs you anything, but it does help my channel. And if you click on like or even dislike, it helps my channel, even if you click dislike. Always come by here, moms and dads with their kids. Well, hit a little bit of sand there. Front wheel went out a little bit. And in the comment, add what you'd like to see or hear. When I watch some other e-bikers on the videos, I enjoy the ride, whether they talk or not. Maybe you want more conversation, or maybe you want less conversation. Let me know which it is. I'm always careful of these Big trees on the corner I can't see. Yeah, with all the shock absorbing on this bike, it really gives me a smoother ride. I bounce rather than jar. And I emphasize, as I always do, safety and security. Pedestrians have the right of way. And as you heard, we ring the bell and yell on your left. It's not saying get out of my way. It's just letting them know I'm coming up. I'm going to pass on their left, and I slow down. If they don't get out of the way, then I go off on the grass or go real slow. But the slower you go, the more apt you are to fall. The more apt you are to fall is when you stop. Valley Creek, I'm heading south here. I have a compass with me. Let me get turned around and go back here. I was riding, I think it was Woodbury Drive, goes north and south. And I got a little bit turned around. I didn't know if I was going north or south. I wanted to go north. And I looked at my iPhone. My old one had a compass on it, but the new one does not. I knew I was going south. Because the sun was on my right side, and it was like now, about 3 o'clock, and I knew, well, that's not right. So I bought a compass. Right now the sun is kind of bright, so I can't see my readout. There it is, about 19 miles an hour. And we got a car coming up behind me. I think I'll pull over and let them go. They were obviously letting me go, but I think I'm being a little courteous to them because there was a parked car here and a car coming at us. I'm out having fun. I'm in no hurry. Maybe they aren't either, but a little courtesy usually goes a long way. Yep, now I know where I'm at. Oh yeah. Big circle. Must be a birthday party or something there. You can't see it off the camera. Beautiful day, beautiful day. There are several other e-bike YouTubers I watch. Some give reviews of bikes, some don't. And I'm coming up on a couple walkers. On your left. Thank you.
Thank you.
You bet. See, that's usually what you get. Courtesy is returned. But like I say, when I ring the bell, I'm calling out. I'm not saying get out of the way. They usually will move like that. I'm just letting them know I'm approaching them. I'm going to pass them on the left. Sometimes they'll move to the left, then I'll say on your right. And I always slow down, way down. And I think we'll go back out on the street. I got a car coming, so we'll wait. Oh, they're turning, so we'll go ahead. It's a bike lane, so we're good. So now I'm doing 20, so the motor disengages. I just made a big circle. I think we'll go back down, and this time we'll turn where it turns right or left. We'll turn left. Oops, got a walker in front of me. On your left. Thank you. This is a steep downgrade on, ooh, a blue jay, pretty, but I guess they're pretty ornery. We were visiting my wife's folks on the farm years ago, and my son was very little. Hello. And a blue jay flew into the farmyard there, and the yard was about 2 acres, and of course he's grown up in a city, and we explained to him that's a blue jay. Oh, I hadn't seen one of those. That's pretty cool. He's looking at the blue jay. Well, the next day a cardinal flew into the yard, and he was kind of a smart kid, really, still is, and he looked at that, and he looked at it and says, "Is that a red jay?" And we said, "No, that's a cardinal." And he looked at us like, "What? What?" Well, it was logical to call it a red jay, but he was saying, "Get used to it, kid." Now there's a lake. Well, it's an offshoot of a lake. This is a pretty steep upgrade, so I'm gonna give her some throttle here, and yeah, and I think we'll go this way. Yeah, I don't know, he's in his 50s now. He probably still calls it a red jay. My granddaughter's his two twin daughters, non-identical twin daughters, are 21. Hard to believe. A lot of leaves are coming down. Not turning too much. They're still pretty green. And for a Saturday, not much traffic. Once in a while we see a squirrel go across the path now and then. probably going for water at the lake there. And a little more rare is a rabbit. Oh, yeah, he has her dog. That's the best deterrent she could have for any criminal activity. Best deterrent she could have is a dog. There's someone coming towards us. Here is a very steep grade. Once again, the camera doesn't show it because the bike and the camera looks level. It's not. Here's a very steep or a very deep rut. Although I have to say the state or the county or whatever takes care of the trails do a pretty good job. On your left. Thank you. More often than not, people respond. You address them with kindness, they respond with it. Another gray squirrel. Now here's pretty good, pretty decent steep grade. I'm riding my brakes. They see me coming, so we'll just slow it down. Hello. I guess there's a fair amount of traffic. So when I'm approaching someone like that, I usually don't call out or ring my bell. They see me. And once again, according to Minnesota statute, e-bikes are classified as bicycles. Limit of a 750 watt motor, which I've mentioned, which this is. Now you can get e-bikes now with 1,000 watt. Now I'm not talking about peak watt, I'm talking about the wattage. You can get them with 1,000 watts. They are illegal on trails like this. And they're capable on the street of up to 40 miles an hour. But I'm happy with this one. I'd rather have people approaching me like this one than coming up behind them. Though, especially if you're coming up behind someone and they have earbuds, and I can tell if they have earbuds listening to the radio or something because they have a wire coming out of each ear, which tells me they have earbuds and they're playing music or maybe whatever, which tells me they can't hear me. So I will ring my bell and yell a little louder and slow way down. I've had people with earbuds like that when I come up behind them ringing the bell, ding, 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 and yelling on your left, and I slow way down. I go around them real slow, and I had one person jump away from me, didn't hear me, then started screaming at me. Well, the truth is, they didn't hear me. Hello. Now see, I made an error when I entered that tunnel. I should have been ringing the bell before I entered the tunnel. I usually do. I was talking, so it's your fault. That's another time. See, it's a blind corner making a sharp 90-degree turn into the tunnel. Whoa! There's a real rut. I knew it was there. So sharp corners like into the tunnel, out of the tunnel. The going out of that tunnel wasn't, but going in, when I go back that way, I'll ring the bell. Hello. Hi there. Yeah, he's jogging. He's out of breath, but he waved. Oops, another runner. I enjoy seeing people and saying hi. Hello. I would hope the joggers, especially the ladies, would carry pepper spray with them. came up on a trail that was in another city. It was like this. Come up on a hill. He's blind. Hello! And I come up and I stop because there was a black and white city cop sitting there on the trail. So I stopped. And off to the right was a Hennepin County Crime Lab SUV. And off to the side was this gal who was a jogger. Was holding her face in her hands, and the county officer was taking pictures, which told me she'd been attacked. And right up where I came, just where she was, I used to ride, I used to ride that because it was heavily wooded. And I would do it, and I would say, this is a perfect place for an attack, and wham, there it was. She had been attacked. Wow, right where I thought. Somebody must have broken up the attack, probably other joggers or hikers, maybe even a biker. And when I got to the parking lot, there was a cop sitting there in squad, and he had a bicycle on the back. I went around in front of the squad and motioned that I could come up and talk. You don't come up behind a police officer along the side of a squad car. You don't want to do that. But I was in front of him and waved at him. He looked at me and I asked if I, could I come to, he said, come on. And I said, I just went by. I said, do we have a situation there? Anything you can discuss with me? He says, well, we know his intentions. Well, that told me. And we were looking for him. He made another attack on another trail, which I used to ride. Well, I don't think he's going to attack me. And he said, we know his intentions. So that's, you say it can't happen here in these trails. Yes, it can, and it has. Not to scare you off or say, well, I ain't going to trails anymore. No, I'm just aware of my surroundings. They call it situation awareness. Some of you are plenty aware of that, and some of you may not be. So, you say, well, nothing like that can happen here. It has, it does. It's rare. It is very, very rare. But you want to be aware. See, he was slowing down to me. Oh, there's a pedestrian crossing sign there. Now, I didn't have to stop, but I wanted to. And I'm going to find a bench up here and get a drink of water and rest a minute. Hi there.
Hi.
Beautiful day.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Oops. Oh. Okay, he was going to stop. But, I'm not going to... He waved. He thanked me. I was riding in a car with a person on a 2-lane road. And this person, who I will not name or say who or what, but I was not the driver, I was in the passengers. And this person hated motorcycles. And we were coming up behind a motorcycle, and this person cut around him. Hi. And then cut them off. And I said, whoa, you can't do that. I said, they have the same right-of-way and lane as we do. You can't do that. And the person said, oh, I hate those things. I'm going, oh my gosh. Well, what they needed was a ticket. Now here comes the situation. I'm going to pull over and stop. And yeah, I could have gone by them between them, but that's dangerous. It's rude. It's not nice, and it's not costing me anything. Hi, folks.
Hello.
Beautiful day.
It
sure
is.
Yeah.
Enjoy what we can, right?
Yeah,
That's,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, what we can.
It's mid-September. You're right. Yeah. You too. Yeah. These white lines, I think, are relatively new, and they help. They're nice. On your left. Thank you. Here comes a biker. Sometimes you can't see as far ahead on the camera as I can. I ride my e-bike, the class 2, I ride probably 98% throttle. I know, I'm a cheater. I really don't care. I've mentioned before, when I was a kid in South Chicago, the only thing we had was the big 26-inch balloon tires, or the English bike with the 3-speed. I didn't like those. I rode one, I didn't like it. And the 26-inch balloon tires, the Schwinn, the Columbia, was a single speed, heavy. I rode it not as a means to an end, but as an end in itself. I lived on that thing during the summer. So, oops, here we go. Hello. So this is the first bike I have ever ridden uphill because of the throttle. I've ridden uphill and enjoyed it. Now, Chicago didn't have hills per se, but they had viaducts or overpasses over railroad switch yards. There were a lot of those. So yeah, there were a lot of hills. Viaducts, I go under them, back up. Whoop, did a little cottontail. He didn't see me. Hi, folks. Ah, that's right where I thought we'd be. So yeah, I rode a lot of hills up and down. Going down was fun. I had a speedometer on that 26-inch Columbia. You know, how accurate, I don't know. It was probably within 4 mile an hour. And I was going down what we called the Nabisco Hill, which was a big overpass over a railroad switch yard. Not just a railroad crossing, but a switch yard. Very hard going up. Going down, I was on a sidewalk. Let me get around these folks here. Hello. Going down, now these are coaster brakes. To put your brakes on, you're pushed back on your pedals on the chain and operated a bunch of discs in your rear sprocket, which was your brake. And it was very steep going up and steep going down. And going down, man, I couldn't pedal anymore. There's nothing left to pedal. I guess you call it ghost pedaling now, but single speed, and it was going as fast as there was no more to pedals. And I looked down at my speedometer, and the needle was not bouncing on 50. Let me get around these folks. Hi, folks. But it was pegged. It was laying on 50 mile an hour, just laying on it, pegged. So I'm sure I was probably doing that. As heavy as the bike was and as steep as the rail was, and I started to apply my brakes by pushing back on the pedals. Hello, folks. And my chain came off. The pedals go backwards. I'm looking down, the chain is off the sprocket, which I don't have any brakes. I have no pedaling, I have no brakes. No, I didn't have any, no hand brakes. No, this is all coaster brakes operated by my chain to the rear sprocket. My chain was off freewheeling, and I was doing 50. I went, uh-oh, so I'm dragging my feet wearing leather. Yeah, that guy's got my bench, I'll dare him. Yeah, he's got earbuds, so he can't hear. I could have gone up behind him and yelled, he wouldn't have known it. You mind if I occupy a table over here? Yeah, good, because I'm going to anyway. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to stop and have some water and relax it a little bit. Oh, wow, yeah, going down the Nabisco Hill. At the bottom of the hill was a traffic signal. And there's no way I could stop. Traffic signal, not signs, traffic lights. and there was no traffic. I don't remember if it was red or green, but I zoomed through it. I had no choice. And finally my shoe leather brought me to a stop. I got the chain back on, but I was a little bit afraid. My parents knew about it. I probably in my early teens. That would have been it for my bike, I'm sure. Okay, this is eBike Burke saying see you on the trail.